Today we're going to be working on Timmy's bike instead of mine, and what we're going to be doing is taking these stock crash bars off and replacing them with these Givi crash bars. And we'll tell you why, and we'll fight with it right after this. Now why he wants to replace these stock crash bars with these Givi ones, you see how low that is? Might have to give you a close-up shot here in a second, but it don't fully protect all this. And you know us, if you watch this channel, we're gonna drop bikes every once in a while. So these Givi crash bars go up a little bit higher, they're gonna protect all the way up into here. So maybe give it a little more crash protection. In my opinion, so far, just by feeling these stock crash bars are pretty stout built compared to these, but how robust these are hooking together and all that stuff, I think it's gonna make them just as strong. But we shall see. All right, the tools you're gonna need for this job, and remember, as always, we're not professionals, we just play one on YouTube, so take this as a loosely guide, I guess. A 17mm socket, 13mm wrench, probably gonna need like a 13mm socket, which is in here. That's for the skid plate. Need some Allen wrenches. Don't know exactly what size yet, we'll get to that part in a minute. We're gonna start by taking this through bolt out as part of the engine mount, the motor mount, whatever you want to call it. I think it's gonna have to be the same way on the new ones. Don't know, we haven't looked at the instructions yet. And we'll figure it out as it goes. So let's break this loose first. Timmy's gonna, and you need a 17mm wrench too. Timmy's gonna hold that on that side to hold this bolt and make sure it don't move, because I don't know if it will or not. But let's get this bolt out, move on to the next step. Now we're gonna take a 6mm Allen wrench. We're gonna take this little bar off here. Now if your bike don't have a skid plate on it, if your V-strom don't have a skid plate, you probably won't have this bar. But our idea is we're gonna take this bar loose, let it drop down, so we can disconnect the skid plate from this crash bar so we can get them off one at a time. That's the plan. We'll try not to cuss too much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna cuss.
We might cuss some when we putting the new ones back on. I think that getting them off, always disassembly. You know when you used to break your toys as a kid? To see how they work? Yeah, the disassembly is way easier than the process of putting your shit back together. That's for dang sure. And I'll let Timmy get that other side, because I'm not crossing back and forth. We don't need to show y'all both sides. It's kind of the same on both sides you get it. Now hopefully y'all can see pretty good. I know it's kind of dark, everything's black here on Venom, but you know, it'll work. We're doing the best we can. That's all we can do. All right, next step is to take this number 8 Allen wrench, take this bolt out right here. Hope y'all can see all that. I would move the camera around a lot, but I said, you sort of get the idea. If you're mechanically inclined a little bit at all, you can sort of see what's going on here.
Yeah. No way directions.
Yeah, directions are for women.
Yeah, or people that work at Walmart.
They're not for us. I'm sorry. If you're a woman watch this channel, I apologize.
Yeah, I apologize.
You're probably smarter than I am. So anybody's smarter than I am. We'll get to taking this off. I'll pass this over to Timmy in a minute and we'll get both of them off. And then let the fighting begin. All right, as you can see, got the crash bars off, the stock ones. We're just setting all the hardware aside for now because we don't think we're gonna have to reuse any of it. But what I think I'm gonna have to do now is we're gonna have to take these things loose to get this bar completely out of the way now for this skid plate. And then we'll get to installing the new crash bars. Timmy's bike is gonna be off-road ready. The Motoz are on the way.
Off-road capable.
Yeah, this thing's gonna be ready to go. Some scratches on this fresh paint.
Yeah, God.
Oh yeah, and these little mounting things for this skid plate, 13mm. Now this is the SW Motec, same thing I got on my bike. Some skid plate mounting hardware may be different, you know. You got to find your own tool size, unfortunately. It's the way it works, but trying to give you a little bit of a guide the best we can. All right, we got all the stock stuff off. Now it's time to put the Givi stuff on. Again, I apologize if this is kind of dark. We're trying to stay in the shade because, again, today it's hot as hell. So,
yeah.
But this crash bar is threaded in there, if you can see that. So that engine bolt's gonna pass through there. It's got a made-on spacer. It's gonna thread together. And then you got these spacers right here. Got 2 different sizes. Oops, drop one, of course. Short one on this side. Of course, you can read your own directions. Long one goes to Timmy. We can put them in there because once we got that pinched, I don't think we're gonna be able to move it. So let's see if this works. We ran into a problem with these Givi crash bars. That little threaded bung and this stock bolt is too long for that threaded bung, and they don't make it pass through. So we're fixing to attempt to make it pass through, because that's your engine mount. That's not a good design, Givi. Do better than that. All right, we attempted to drill that out. That wasn't actually a design flaw. I found a stock bolt for my bike, so it does fit. But eventually Timmy's gonna finish drilling that out and just put that big bolt back through there, put a nut on there. Because it is an engine bolt mount, so or engine mount, the bolt for the engine mount, so I think it needs to go all the way through. So does Timmy. Eventually he's gonna do that. But got the crash bars on. Now the biggest thing is we got to fit these little radiator braces things that go right there. And there they are right there. We got to put them on there, and they go up against the radiator or to the frame to support the top of the bar. All right, y'all ain't gonna be able to see this part too good. There's a 10mm bolt under here that holds your radiator to your frame. There's one on each side. Got to take them out. Now forget about our stupidity of us drilling that thing out, but I think it's gonna be a better overall design eventually to drill it out and put that bigger bolt in there. Yeah. Just so you got a nut and that threaded bung, so you got, I mean, it's holding the engine. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Maybe Givi knows more than we do, but we like stuff to be robust around here.
Yeah, for real. We break shit.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna try to do. So we'll get this bolt out and we'll show you how this bracket goes on here. Yeah. All right, there's your stock bolt that comes out of your radiator. And they give you a longer one, which passes through that mount into your radiator. And that mount, you can see on Timmy's head, might be quite there. Good. It goes on there like that. Y'all can see that. I'll give you all a close up once we get it in there. How about that? Y'all can see that better. You can see that bracket just bolts to the side of your radiator, comes down. They're calling for it to be on top of this, like that. We thinking we're gonna go up under it. We ain't sure yet because we got to tighten up little bolts down there. But we're getting it. Like I said, I'll show you a closer look at this too. But yeah, I'll get a close look while I go. We drilled that. Got the shorter factory bolt in there now, but Timmy's gonna drill it, put another on the outside like I said. But let's get everything tightened up and see what the finished product looks like. What you thinking, Timmy?
I'm thinking looking good.
This is the first work on your bike, and we had to drill shit and do all kind of stupid shit
I'm
already.
just still waiting on Motoz so I can ride.
Get the Motoz, get them ugly Metzlers off of there. So you already know we're representing already.
They'll be for sale later.
Yeah, so let's get them tightened up, get it put back together. We managed to get these brackets on. So we got that part done. Now our final step to the puzzle is to get the skid plate mounted back up. This is the SW Motex skid plate, like I said before. You see how close that bar is? So we're gonna take this little mount with the SW Motex and just shave a little bit off of that, so it'll slide up under here so we can get it lined up with our bracket. This is not a very good design. It should go a little bit lower too, I think. And these little bolts that we put up under there, I don't know if y'all can see them or not. I'll try to give you a shot. And two little Allen heads. Yeah. Why didn't they put these things on top? That make it so much easier to get to. It's such a pain in the ass. Nobody cares if you can see a bolt there. Come on, Givi. We got it to fit after grinding it off a little bit. It's tight and it's hitting the motor, but hopefully it'll be okay, because I don't think it takes a lot of brunt force. It can't really anyway, because that's plastic. So hopefully it'll be all right. Let's get it all bolted up and get this job complete. All right, we got the skid plate all bolted up and secure, so everything's good on that. I said we'll fix that thing later. Timmy's gonna drill through that the rest of the way, put a through bolt in there. I don't know why they even designed that like that. Don't make any sense. But these bars do come up higher, as you can see from the stock ones. They come about midways, well, not quite midways, but up onto that top panel. And one of the biggest things is, you can see from the front, I don't know if you can catch on GoPro or not, we'll get one side. See how much farther they stick out? So that should protect the bike a little bit more from side damage if you drop the bike. But me and Timmy are both in agreement that these Givi crash bars have some design flaws, like that not going all the way through that bolt there. And them bottom bolts where they turn up under there like that, they should be on top for you to be able to install them easy in case you ever had to take them off. So I don't think we'd really recommend the Givi crash bars. We'll see how they hold up long term.
Yeah, in crash situations,
yeah.
We'll see.
And I think Timmy's pretty happy with it.
I'm pretty happy.
A little bit of protection. We call a little bit of hell putting them on, but gotta do what you gotta do. So don't follow this to the T. If you buy these, if you're okay with that bolt just reaching, if you got the stock bolts on yours, it'll be just fine. So we'll see how they hold up. Got a few more things to do to the bike, so them videos will be coming eventually. Right now we're trying to get ready for our next trip, which is going to be on the Smoky Mountain 1000. So that's pretty much it for this one. Like I said, follow it loosely. We appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't already, hammer the shit out of that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be alerted when new content comes out. We'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, she's clean. She's clean.